Men, doping out their numbers, sat on the stoops or stood wide-legged in front of the storefronts, their black ribs shining through shirts limp with sweat. They spent most of their time playing the single action, betting on each number as it came out, and they stayed in the street all day until the last figure was out. I was glad Daddy was a number runner and not just hanging around the corners like these men. People were always asking me if I knew what number was out, like I was somebody special, and I guess I was. Everybody liked an honest runner like Daddy who paid off promptly the same night of the hit. A number runner is something like Santa Claus, and any day you hit the number is Christmas. I turned the corner and raced down the forbidden 118th Street because I was late and didn't have time to go around the block. Daddy didn't want me in this street because of the prostitutes, but I knew all about them anyway. Suki had told me, and she ought to know. Her sister, China Doll, was a whore on this very same street. Anyway, it was too early for them to be out hustling, so Daddy didn't have to worry that I might see something I shouldn't. A half-dozen boys standing in front of the drugstore were acting the fool, as usual, pretending they were razor fighting, their knickers hanging loose below their knees to look like long pants. 3 of them were Ebony Earls, for sure, I thought. I tried to squeak past them, but they saw me. "Hey, Skinny Mama," one of them yelled. "When you put a little pork chops on those spare ribs, I'm gonna make love to you." The other boys folded up laughing, and I scooted past, ignoring them. I always hated to pass a crowd of boys because they felt called upon to make some remark, usually nasty, especially now that I was almost 12. So I was skinny and black and bad-looking with my short hair and long neck and all that naked space in between. I looked just like a plucked chicken. "Hey, there goes that yellow bastard," one of the boys yelled. They turned their attention away from me to a skinny light kid who took off like the 7th Avenue Express when he saw them. With a wild whoop, the gang lit out after him, running over everybody who didn't move out of their way. "Damn tramps," a woman muttered, nursing her foot that had been trampled on. I held my breath, hoping the light kid would escape. The howling boys rounded Lenox Avenue, and their yells died down. I ran down the street and turned the corner of 5th Avenue, but ducked back when I saw Suki playing hopscotch by herself in front of my house, not caring whether she was late for school or not. That's Suki. She was a year older than me, but much bigger. I waited until her back was turned to me, then with a burst of energy, I ran toward my stoop. But she saw me, and her morony face turned pinker, and she took out after me like a red witch. I was galloping around the first landing when I heard her below me in the vestibule. "You gotta come downstairs sometime, you bastard, and the first time I catch you, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." That's Suki. We were best friends, but she picked a fight whenever she felt evil, which was often, and if she said she was going to beat the shit out of me, that's just what she would do. I kept on running until I reached the top floor, and then I collapsed on the last step, leaning my head against the rusty iron railing. I heard someone on the stairs leading up to the roof, and my heart began that crazy tap dancing it does when I get scared. Somebody whispered, "Hey, little girl." I tiptoed around the railing and peeked up into the face of that white man who had followed me into the movies last Monday. He had tried to feel my legs, and I changed my seat. He found me and sat next to me again, giving me a dime. His hands fumbled under my skirt, and when he got to the elastic in my bloomers, I moved again. It was the same man, all right, short and bald with a fringe of fuzzy hair around the back of his head. He was standing in the roof doorway. "Come on up for a minute, little girl," he whispered. I shook my head. "I've got a dime for you." "Throw it down." "Come and get it. I won't hurt you. I just want you to touch this." He fumbled.